Hey Sharks, I'm Eric Diedrichson from West Bridgewater, Massachusetts, and I'm seeking only $300,000 for 10% of my company, Riverbend Resources. Sharks, we all love our dogs and cats, but most people are surprised to hear that the number 3 most popular pet is
that chicken.
the chicken. Around 10% of all American households have backyard chickens.
No.
And we've been feeding them.
Get out of here.
These traditional old feeders here are just messy and useless. You're constantly filling them. Can't leave them outside. They're a buffet for wild birds, squirrels, and other animals. And the food is always covered in feathers, chicken poop. They're gross. And this is how you have to clean all that crap off. Or shake it off like that. They're junk. Our product, the Poultry Pro Feeder, solves all those problems. This innovative feeding system allows you to turn any plastic container into a no mess, no waste, high capacity, weatherproof feeder in just minutes. Let me show you here on the screen. Using the included hole saw, drill 3 inches up from the bottom of your 5-gallon bucket, trash barrel, or bin, hand tighten the feeder ports, and that's it. You're done. Since the chicken's got to stick their heads inside to eat, there's virtually no mess, which is what attracts rodents and other animals in the first place. It's the best way to feed, guaranteed. And since having plenty of fresh, clean water is always a major concern, we also created the Poultry Pro Water. This amazing new water is engineered for easy carrying and can hold up to 5 gallons of water, just using a standard bucket. And with our patented venting technology, you can connect a garden hose directly to the back for a self-filling and self-cleaning option. So Sharks, don't chicken out on this great deal. Who's ready to rule the roost with Riverbend Resources?
I am not buying the 10% of homes.
We are back with another Shark Tank Breakdown episode. Let me make sure my 1s and 2s are on. Seem a little funny in the headset. Okay, we're all set. So what do you guys think, man? Look it. I've been kind of going on this health journey. For those of you who don't know, I am Dave, 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from patents, trademarks, copyrights, as well as trade secrets. Now, getting back to my story, I've been going on this health journey where I try not to eat beef and pork and some of the other foods, and just try to kind of stick to, say, fishes and a little bit more healthier options. But that chicken, I feel like God put chicken on this earth for me. So that's been kind of difficult. But who knew 10% of American households have chickens running around in the backyard? Now, maybe I'm just not part of where that 10% at, but I've never in my 30 plus years of living rolled around and saw a house with chickens in the back. Now, maybe it's been a chicken in the refrigerator, maybe a chicken in that deep fried grease, maybe a chicken on somebody's plate, but I've never seen pet chickens running around at anyone's house that I've encountered or that I've driven by. So that 10%, that's I think Mark was getting off into. Hey, that seems a little high, but I'm going to take his word for it because he's an expert. Now, as I'm going through these pitches, 3 things that I look for, plus the bonus, is how simple is the product, how effective is the product, what's the market like, and then the bonus one is the business owner protecting the IP. Now, again, it seems like the product is pretty simple, just kind of based on those images and videos that he showed using the product. And it seems like he actually has a number of different products. It seems like, from the effectiveness standpoint, that will come into play once we see the sales. It seems like he's valuing the company at $3 million. So I would imagine that he's going to have some sales to back that up. So a lot of times that effectiveness of the product comes in the form of sales, comes in the form of, people kind of leaving reviews on the product. Then the third thing is the market. Is there a market for this particular product? And according to this gentleman, 10% of the households have chickens running around in the backyard as pets. So it seems like it's a market for it. And whether or not 10% of the households have chickens running around in the back, we know chickens are coming from somewhere, or hopefully they're coming from somewhere based on all the chickens that's going around. So it seems like this definitely has an actual use or an actual market. Then the last but not least is the intellectual property, more so the bonus feature. And as you saw this gentleman, or you heard him talk about, he has a patent on the product. So anytime somebody say innovative and stuff like that, that lets me believe that they have a patent on it. And he thankfully at the beginning just came out and said, yeah, we have a patent on our product, which is a great thing. Now I tried to look at the trademark for Riverbend. Seems like it's a number of trademarks for Riverbend, but I didn't see anything that's from a Massachusetts company. So, and I'm not sure if he has his business incorporated in Delaware or whatnot, but I haven't seen anything from a Massachusetts company owning a trademark for Riverbend. So we'll look at the website at the end of this reaction video and see if they have the TM or the register R, letting people know that he has a trademark, or at least using Riverbend as a trademark. So those are kind of some of my early thoughts. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit the subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. Let's get back to this video. This one seems like it's going to be interesting, so I'm looking forward to it. Let's go.
Have a chicken as a pet.
I don't know about that one.
About 85 million chickens.
I don't know if you know this, but there's one shark who actually has a lot of chickens.
That's true, Damon?
That's you. Damon, what do you think about this product?
I think it's genius.
How do you feed your chickens?
Same way, the same feeder right there, but mine's also, my chicken's also free roaming. The whole purpose that I have chickens and guinea hens is to eat ticks and bugs on the properties.
Don't the coyotes eat them?
No, that's why I bought donkeys, so the donkeys scare the coyotes.
And who protects the donkeys?
Junior and George with
The
shotguns.
shotguns.
Yeah,
How many donkeys do you have?
2. Debo and Felicia.
Hi, Dave.
And what are your sales?
Lifetime sales right now are about $3 million.
That's
Wow.
not bad.
This year alone, we've already done $1 million, and we're forecasted to do $2 million.
Wow, good for you. And what are your margins?
We make them for about $5.
You make
and
'em
retail
$5.
for about 30.
Wow.
Each little snout is $30?
No, just,
No, there's
here's
the
the pack
kit.
right here.
Comes with 3 and the whole sauce.
This.
Yes, sir.
You're selling this direct to chicken owners?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Online on Amazon, and we just got flooded with
Well,
knockoffs.
let me ask
Flooded
you.
with, wait.
Whoa.
Flooded with knockoffs. And then what did you do? You have a patent on this?
I have 3 design patents.
Okay, so you got flooded with knockoffs. Then what happens?
I pivoted and went to retail.
Oh, there you go.
We're pretty much in every major chain store in the country.
Are there some level of competition?
There's literally hundreds of knockoffs, and we've filed a federal temporary restraining order, which we're suing in blocks of
Wow.
100, and right now
100.
we're doing
Wow.
100 at a time.
That's a lot of knockoffs.
I like
Yeah.
eggs, but like I'm not the right partner for you, so I'm sorry. I'm out.
Yeah, great product, but I can't.
Seems like and let me stop it here. Seems like a few people are going to be out. I'm not sure if the knockoffs are scaring them out, or the fact that they don't want to kind of partner with the particular product. It seems like the product is amazing, and obviously it works. Hence, it seems like he's making money. 2024. I'm not sure if he was talking about 2023 sales. Seems like they definitely kind of cut this one up to the point where maybe the flow of it is not as good as maybe some of the other ones. So that $1 million, I'm not sure if that was in 2024 or 2023, but it seems like they're doing numbers. $3 million in sales. Hey, they have a lot of knockoffs. If you're suing knockoffs by the hundreds, if you're 100 blocks, that's a lot of knockoffs, unfortunately. And yeah, man, that's one of the things that you get with you when you come out with a product, when you come out with a business, especially when it's successful, you get knockoffs. And to the extent that it's easy, we all say keep it simple, which is a good thing to keep the product simple. That's actually one of my 3 things that I look for: how simple is it, how effective is it, and what's the market like. But in terms of keeping it simple, it's good on one end because people can use it and it's kind of straightforward. But on the other end, it's maybe easier to manufacture or reproduce or copy, as opposed to something that has a little bit more kind of complexity to it, which makes it a little more difficult to knock off. So seems like in his case, he has a ton of knockoffs. I would imagine that they come from China, unfortunately. And hopefully kind of the U.S. government, Congress does something about this, because this is destroying, in my humble opinion, as an IP attorney who's been doing this for 10 years, I see this or hear this over and over again, and particularly when I interview these people who, a lot of them are on our Shark Tank guests who come up on my channel, and we kind of go through their story, and they talk about a lot of times, especially selling on the e-commerce platform such as Amazon, such as eBay, they talk about the knockoffs, unfortunately, and that's why in this gentleman's case, you go to retail because you don't have to deal with the knockoffs. But again, we have to do something because this is stifling business here in America, and then particularly for U.S. Business owners who have got a product, who has got some traction, make a good living for themselves, for their family, to be able to get knocked off by hundreds, if not thousands of copycats. It's just kind of wrong. So those are some of my thoughts as I kind of look to replay this. It seems like maybe Lori is out, Robert is out. Hey, I can see Damon being in, especially he's a chicken guy. Who knew Damon had chickens and donkeys and maybe some other farm animals? I'm not sure if he still stays in New York. Maybe he stays in Atlanta or somewhere where you have more of a remote area, a lot of more country land. Because I would imagine that New York, doesn't have areas for you to kind of have chickens running around and donkeys running around in your backyard. But that's just my guess. Let's get back to it and see if Damon or one of the other sharks goes in. I would imagine that Mark is not going to go in. So it seems like it's going to come down to maybe Damon and Mr. Wonderful. With 300,000 for 10% is looking a little bleak here. But let's get back to it and see if these guys, if this gentleman can get a deal. Let's go.
And add anything to this. But I do love the chickens. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm right in the same boat. There's a lot of questions and I'm curious, right? But this is not an industry that I have even the slightest clue. You should be proud of what you have accomplished. But for those reasons, I'm out. Sorry.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I thought it was going to be like no sales and just. I thought you were a crazy chicken, Eric. That's
impressive.
what I thought.
No,
But it's really rare that you get hundreds of knockoffs, which tells me it's probably a pretty big market.
It's huge.
I can't relate to it because I don't have any chickens. That's the problem. Although I think you have one shark that has some chickens, but this is not my deal. I'm out.
And
Damon,
you were the guy I was counting on. I saw you
I know,
out
I
there
love it, but
with your peahens and your chickens. You know this. You know this.
I do.
Amen.
Damon, do you want to wet your beak?
Right.
I know I come off as maybe a kind of unassuming guy, regular guy, this and that, but I'm an animal. I get stuff done.
Good for you. I love that.
I'm a businessman, a veteran, a dad. I grind. The last corporate job I had, I went in on a Friday afternoon and I asked my boss, I said, hey, do you mind if I take off 30 minutes early? And I think I had to listen to like a 30-minute speech about, you're definitely deserving of it, but everyone else is going to ask me this and that. I mean, it was soul crushing. And I was like, that was it. I was like, not anymore. So I planned my exit strategy. And so I was out feeding my chickens one morning and I had made these for years. So I know they work. I went out one morning and the bucket was cracked. And I picked it up and I was like, I got to make another one of these things. And I said, why don't they just make it so you can, boom, this is what we got to do.
So how are you just going to blow the product up so it doesn't matter about the people knocking you off and people are going to ask for you by name?
We haven't even done any marketing or any kind of campaigns online. We're OG, you know, so we've got a much better product, a higher quality product, made in the USA.
He's the OG.
Okay, all right, and off of the $2 million, what will you net?
Right now, we've got a net profit between 25 and 40%.
Wow.
So what do you want the $300,000 for?
I'm learning way too much the hard way. I mean, I'm on my second patent attorney. I'm on my second manufacturer. I'm paying double for everything. When I call the buyers, if I have a partner like you, they're gonna listen.
I'll give you the $300,000 for 25%.
That's a big number, Dan. That's a big number.
He's a big shark.
Okay, well, look, you asked that shopping list of stuff. you wanted.
15% laying
And
at 20
I
or
know
17 and a
this. I know
half.
the market in Europe is huge. Canada, those we have protection and patents.
What you're asking me for to do is not only walk you in the doors, but it's to help operate the business. And that's why I'm in this chair and I love it.
Damon, I'm putting my best foot forward here. Will you do 20%?
I would have said 15 and landed
I don't
at
think
20.
that's a huge ask.
You know what I gotta say? Absolutely. Let's go. I don't like this whole thing when you act like you're so humble and you're.
He's an animal.
He's an animal.
He really is.
The hardest working people out here, man, wear boots, man.
Thank you, son.
Congratulations.
Good
Great,
job.
great
Well done.
presentation.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Here comes the rooster, baby. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Hey, man, kudos to this gentleman. Look it. Hey, if that second patent attorney don't go well, I forget the gentleman's name, you may want to look to give me a call. We'll definitely kind of get you in order here. Again, seems like who knew Damon had chickens, and seems like they were a perfect match made in heaven. Some of the things that I did before we kind of get off into the website, take a look at that and close out here. Some of the things that I did note down that I want to talk about. The fact that he is making this thing for $5 and selling it for what? $30, I think. And he's making it here in the US. Now it helps out that it is a kind of a pretty simple, it seems like a plastic part. So, I mean, that's great that he's able to kind of have this business making this product in the US stateside as opposed to going overseas. I thought that was a good thing. Another thing that I did think was, let's see, I had something else wrote down here. I would have probably offer Damon the 300, a counter offer at 300,000 for 15% and maybe landed. I mean, it seemed like they landed on 20%. I think Damon knows he has a great deal. That's why he said, okay, cool. And I think Damon would have took 15% or maybe 17%, in my opinion. But I think this product is something here. He has patents. He has patents here in the U.S. He has patents abroad. I think he said Canada. Now, he had to got to get this. I'm not sure what went on between him and his last patent attorney, but that's always interesting. But again, every relationship doesn't kind of work out the way you want to. 3 design patents. I would imagine that he may have some utility in there. But one of the things that I love, because again, a lot of times when you're creating your product, you're trying to solve a problem for yourself or solve a problem for maybe a family member or a friend. In this case, he said he had already made this thing previously, but just wasn't doing anything with it until he was doing something with it. And next thing you know, he's selling $3+ million worth of product and he's on Shark Tank. So again, we all have ideals. We all have things that we're trying to solve for, problems that we are, maybe have an idea for or product for, some a little bit further along than others. Hey, it's a good time to go all the way with that product. You may be on Shark Tank. You may have that next $1 million brand. I love that part of the pitch when he said, hey, man, I was feeding his chickens and just came out one morning and said, hey, maybe if I did it like this or somebody needs to do it like this. And next thing you know, he's like, okay, I can do that myself. I already have the product that I kind of have been using and making for years. So again, kudos to him. And I think this is, let this be motivation or inspiration to people who are watching, is that, hey, that's really kind of my goal with these pitches and the channel, is to kind of get you to kind of start a business for yourself based on a product or service that you are looking to bring to the world. And like I said, next thing you know, you may be that next $1 million product that's on Shark Tank or that's killing it, crushing it, creating generational wealth. So that is my spiel with regards to that. Let's take a look at the website here. Let me see what the website is looking like. Let's see if he has a trademark on the actual term Riverside Resources. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Typically, you'll see an R in a circle. I'm not seeing anything on that. Yep, it's up here. Let's go down here. Yeah, I'm definitely a big chicken guy. It definitely seems like it helps out with the mess. Let's go down to the bottom here. Typically, that's where you see the patents listed. He's from Massachusetts. I'm gonna definitely reach out to him to see if I can get him on a program. Seems like it can be a 2-for-1 as relates to the patent attorney and get him on the program. So yeah, I'm not seeing, typically you will see patents listed, whether it's design, whether it's utility, at the bottom of the website. I don't see that. It's not a big issue, but I like to see those on there just to kind of put people on notice who's coming to the website that, hey, we have our product protected. And clearly this gentleman is willing to kind of fight you to the extent that you're infringing it. So kudos to him. Hey, I think that was a good one, man. We're 3 for 3 so far. You had this guy, he got a deal. We had Hella Awkward with the cards get a deal. Then we had Dome Doc with essentially the Dr. Hats. They got a deal as well. That husband and wife, a duo. So we're 3 for 3 so far. So there's some heavy hitters on this one. Let's see if we can go 4 for 4. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. You guys have a good one. Take care. Peace.